Four, three, two. Now, sister, that wow.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Organized Clutter. My name is Audrey Danilick, and I am your host. This episode, I am so excited because it has been in the works for a while now. And why I'm like really stressing that is because of where my besties are located in this world right now. So let's get started. I'm excited. Like, you guys have no idea. So let's get started. Who do I have here with me?
My name is Mitch Vulcan,
and Sean Ty.
and we are the band The Hype, all the way from Sydney and Perth, Australia.
Yay! That's so
Currently upside
cool.
down.
Long way away.
Yeah, this is awesome. I literally have never spoke to anybody in Australia, so this you guys are like my first. So I have so much questions and I'm so excited.
Yeah, we'll keep it PG.
Yeah, well, no, I let her go for it. That's actually one of the things that I tell people all the time. I was like, don't forget to, don't feel like you have to be restricted. Organized clutter, we jump around everywhere, so you guys will get the vibe. You guys will get the hype, no pun intended.
We'll bring the hype.
But let's get started. So you guys are the hype. I was so excited to talk to you guys because of the type of genre that you guys play, the type of shows that you guys are putting on, and it's inspiring to like want to know more. So where did this start? Like, where was the foundation of all this?
So I guess it started in about 2019. Sean and I have been in, bands like, pop punk, rock bands. For a while, we both had our histories with other bands. And Sean was out of a band he was in, and the project I was doing was a bit stale. It was a high school, band that I was pursuing, and then I came across Sean on Instagram. I was intrigued by this, dude that's got like 7 arms playing the drums, going
Really?
crazy.
We just met online randomly.
I wish I had some.
And it was like a Tinder date.
I love it.
And then 3 days later, Sean was on the couch behind me, which you can't see. And we decided, what we wanted to do, what we wanted to sound like. And we just created, the band right then and then after knowing each other for 3 days. Sean
So
stayed
at
out
that
for
point,
2
you guys
weeks.
were not a part of any band at all. Like you guys both just separated from your bands.
We both,
Yeah,
both
it was the
separated.
perfect timing.
That's
Yeah,
what
it
I
was the
was gonna
perfect
say.
timing because
Perfect
we
time.
both kind of separated, and then we found ourselves just like in a perfect time to kind of just like create this group. And yeah, it was interesting. Like Mitch sent me a few demos and whatnot, and I was listening. I was like, "Oh, this sounds sick. It's very Green Day, very old school." I was
I love
kind of
it.
digging it. And I said to Mitch on the DM, I was like, "Dude, that sounds awesome. I'd love to experiment and fly myself to Sydney and work on some stuff and create some songs with you, but like make it in a realm that's not just specifically that category, but kind of experimental as well to make a bigger and brighter sound." And he was all for it. So we just did that for a couple of weeks in the studio, knuckled out a couple of songs, and then since
Boom.
then we got interest from bloody. Sorry.
No,
I used
no,
the word
like boom, and like that happened just so
yeah, we can
organically.
but yeah, we got interest. What was it from Kellen Quinn, which was crazy
Yeah.
because I recently toured with him. It was a couple of years ago and I became friends with him. So I sent one of our songs to Kellen Quinn, and he got back. He was just like, "Dude, this sounds amazing. I'd love to hop on this." And we couldn't believe it. So that was really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
well,
kind
look
of
at how
like
much luck you guys are like just gravitating towards each other, and then it just kind of just took off, like by
yeah,
random chance.
I think like I don't know, like you can be plodding away doing, music with these groups of people or this type of sound, and then like you can stop that and then you can go with someone else and you just automatically overtake that on the highway, like
Yep.
doing
yeah.
200.
You never know
Uh,
what you can find within just collaborating. And that's kind of like why I was super excited to talk to you guys because look, you guys are all the way in the heck over here and I'm here and we're all on the same journey, but still making it work with so many different types of people. And that's what makes like the best type of content performance. Would you guys
yeah,
agree? Like so much diversity and
It
it's
is,
just awesome.
100%.
I think it is challenging at times, and during COVID as well, we managed to do very well. We were doing these mashups,
Yeah.
and I was getting one song. Obviously, and everyone knows what a mashup is. DJs do it pretty well. But we're doing for alt rock music, and one of them really stood out. Like we did it like a Panic at the Disco and a Fall Out Boy mashup.
Yeah. You guys keep
And
it to like the millennial era still, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
of
Yes. I feel
of
like you guys give that vibe. That's what I was like, heck yeah, like the Green Day, Blink One, all the stuff that you
uh,
guys do. Chili
bit of
Pepper.
Linkin Park. Yeah, Bring Me the
Lincoln.
Horizon.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, like and when we knew that it was working, well, these mashups is when like we got a DM from Spencer Smith, which is the
Crazy,
drummer of Panic
crazy.
at the Disco, and
Cool.
he's like, oh yeah, do you want to have a call with myself and Pete Wentz and talk about what you're doing, and then like at that point we were like, okay, we know this whatever we're doing is working if we're getting
Right.
the attention from our heroes, essentially
Yes.
guys that we realize, the guys that we grew up listening to. That's kind of where we knew we were like, oh, I think we're touching on something here,
The
bringing a fresh
motivation,
perspective.
you know what I mean? That's where like I
Yeah,
feel like it's kind of sparked for you guys, right?
yeah, like
Yeah,
and I feel like we do have that alternative 2005 sound, but I feel like we're trying to do it with a fresh perspective and kind of how do we make that sound relevant in
Well, I
2020.
think the perfect example is the one that I just shared recently, how you guys did that little mix with Sabrina Carpenter and then the rock stuff. I think that's a
yeah.
perfect example of what you guys are trying to do. You guys are trying to do something different, but still saying relevant, but keeping like your guys' youth and your guys' style. Like for me, I'm gonna be a 12-year-old punker for life. So I'm still in my Green Day phase. Like I have posters all over my room. I'm gonna be a teenager again. I do not care.
And
It's
I
like
feel
us.
like we want to capture that feeling of like when you were a teenager, when you were 15, listening to it for the first time. Like I don't know about you, but it like changed my life. It was
It
like
did.
mind blowing. Like this is my whole personality now.
Yeah.
Like the
Music.
first time I listened to it. So and I think what we're trying to do is, you know, being on the internet in 2025, it's so saturated. There's so many bands out there, and how do you stand out? I think what we're trying to achieve kind of does separate us from a lot of people. Um, your only hope, anyway.
Yeah. But you guys are at least getting noticed, like what you just said, by your guys' heroes or people that you guys kind of not mirrored, but looked up to like the style and then kind of made it your guys' own. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I can kind of relate. I had that moment. I mean, we all follow each other on Instagram, but I don't know if you guys saw when I was like posting how a listener was talking about how I was thinking like a baseball player was cute and stuff, and then
Yeah,
that baseball player looked at my profile. I was like, no fucking way. Okay, I'm doing something right,
Yeah.
even if it's something stupid. Like it's working. The profile's moving.
it's manifestation though as well. Like
It
I remember
is.
when Sean and I were making Set This Place on Fire, I was literally like to Sean, I'm like, this sounds like Kellen Quinn should be on it. Like it sounds like a song that he should be on. Like it would sound. And then Sean's like, "Oh, I've got his number. I'll just text him." Oh, I got him. He
What?
follows me on Instagram. Just text him. And like
See what
30
he
minutes
says.
like that, like, yeah, okay.
I,
I'm
I
like,
feel like people that have that open mindset, you have no idea how much like collective like people that you know is like I have a guy that does this, a guy, and then look at you make it all one and it all just works. Like just one text message away, and then you guys made something happen. Something great happen.
Great.
Isn't that
Yeah,
yeah,
thank
crazy?
you.
But kind of
It
circling
is
back
great.
into like when you guys met on social media, I want to like ask further on that. So you guys, just so I'm knowing, you just randomly came up on each other's profiles, or were you connected? Like how, where,
Mitch,
what did you see? Who saw what?
I think
he literally, you
I
just
think I,
messaged me. I think. Did you follow? I think you were following me for a while, and then you sent me a DM, and it was just saying something on the lines of like, "Hey, Sean, big fan. Let me know what you think of these songs. I'm trying to, figure out what to do for my next project.
So you
And
were
I was
just
like, oh, we
scrolling through the feed, and then his profile like came
So
up.
yeah, I was just going through my messages, and then I saw Mitch, and I was like, "Fuck, that's a sick name, Mitch Vulcan."
Yeah. So you guys were just like scrolling through each other's feeds. You had reached out to him, and you're like, "What a freaking awesome name!" And then you just started talking.
Yeah, that's very much so. And yeah, I was just fascinated by the stuff that Mitch was making, and I just wanted to take it to the next level. And flew myself to Sydney, and then we just started that journey of just constantly creating in the studio and seeing what we can come up with. And that's how we got these type of people, circling and listening to what we're doing and all that. And yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, because you guys are kind of catering to anybody and everybody that likes your style, willing to listen, and then look, now it's moving everywhere. You hit the US, somebody in SoCal, so that's freaking awesome. You know what I mean?
Unreal.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's cool, you guys, and like what you guys said in that moment. Like obviously something's working, so you guys are doing a good job. So kind of
Thank you.
that, like I'm sure that moment took off for you guys, and that's why you guys are super driven. But like, what is next for you guys as a team? Do you guys always see yourself traveling as a band together? Because I know that's always been something that I wanted to know. Like, where does that chemistry build where you're like, this is forever? Does that make sense?
I think it
Um,
doesn't. I think musicianship comes second, and the relationship needs to come first. It's like a marriage.
That's what I'm
Like
kind of asking. Was that too complicated how I asked it?
it's kind of
we're married. Mitch and I are married, actually. We forgot to say.
double marriage.
Yeah, it's like
I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
But yeah, I think the relationship definitely needs to come first because if you're touring, like touring brings out the worst in you.
you think so?
Like you're hungry, you're tired, you're driving, you're in places you don't know, seeing people you don't know. It's like
You gotta really love it, you're going through place to place. So you gotta really love what you do on stage. And then besides that, the traveling and stuff, I get how it can
You
get
get
like
tired.
you get a bit tired and whatnot. But yeah, I think the next step for us in that question, it's basically more tours, but also finding a sound. Even though we think we found it, I don't think we'll ever get to a point where we go, oh, we found our sound. I think we're always developing. But yeah, I think what's next for us is constantly keep on dropping songs. Getting it out there, getting on playlists, getting people that kind of can hear from international, America and the UK and all that. Keep building, and also jumping on tours across US. Like our last tour that Mitch and I did was Red Jumpsuit Apparatus,
That's freaking
and
awesome.
that was crazy. That was like one of the best
I would have cried.
experiences that we've.
I don't even know how that's even real. Like, do you guys ever get that when you're like, how's it real life?
Oh, it was crazy. It literally felt like a dream. It felt like a dream. Along our heroes, just going, what the hell? Like, thanks for wanting us to jump on this tour with you. That's absolutely amazing. So we had a good time. Yeah, that was
Kind of
really
like what
fun.
you guys were
Crowd
saying.
going on.
Yeah, kind of like what you guys were saying, like with it being like the relationship comes first, because now that's also motivating for you guys to see each other go through that like experience as you guys are growing and like getting all excited with each other. Like I can also
Yeah, yeah,
imagine the experiences that you guys have just as like friends or I guess married.
yeah,
yeah.
and
Legit.
it's so important to be on the same page. Like if you're not on the same page, and you go out there, you'll just be constantly fighting. You'll just be, and I feel like Sean and I have a good relationship where we can reset. Like no one's perfect, and every band has fights, and every band has disagreements. But I feel like Sean and I have a quick reset button. We'll
Good.
like
Yeah.
explode for like 4 seconds and just be like hard reset, and like we're back to normal. Like,
I feel like you guys give up the vibe that you guys are punking each other all the time.
yeah,
Is
Yeah.
that
and
how it is?
it's also important to have fun. Like we
Yep.
tend to do what we want. Like Sean does what he wants on tour. I wake up I've got a routine. Like when I'm on tour, I wake up before everyone else, and I'll just go for a coffee, and that's my like 1 hour of
You're
like
that friend that wakes up first and waking everybody else up.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
definitely that. I'll wake up at like 6. And I'll have that hour in the coffee shop, and I like to watch people like in weird places.
What the heck? I mean, that's fun too.
Yeah.
People
He needs to write a song about that.
Yeah.
You guys did, or you're going to write a song about it?
We should.
That would be hilarious.
And like
People watch.
the people watching, I think it's great. I think if you're in a band where you're essentially like really good friends first, I think that makes the whole thing different.
Well, yeah, because then you guys are kind of like more vulnerable to like exploring each other's minds and then like what works, pitching that idea versus, and that's kind of like what I do with my businesses that I own is like I need you guys to be my friend first because that way you can like truthfully give me your opinion if you think this works or not works or just comfortable enough to share that with each other. You know what I mean? So for you guys, you could tell that the chemistry is there because you guys are both getting the type of style I feel like, and this is my opinion, you guys are both doing the plan on your own. Does that make sense? Like you have a certain style that you're trying to meet, and then you're doing those, and it just
Yeah.
works. Collaborating. So it's good. It's really
No,
good.
and I
Thank you.
think being two piece really helps. Because all of a sudden, if you're out and there's like five of you, and like you start making like subgroups, like these three are friends and those two are friends, and then it's like high school. But like when there's like two people in a band, it's essentially just like really simple. It's
Yeah.
like either you get along or you don't.
Exactly. And then that kind of, like you said, makes like the best kind of music. And kind of circling into that, I want to know when do you guys even have that time to like sit down and talk and like know like what when you guys are going to write again? Does that make sense? Like what's new? What's the next plan?
Yeah, so essentially, Sean and I record all the time. I'll be here at the studio. Sean will come up with an idea, or I'll come up with an idea, and we'll just sit on FaceTime for like 3 or 4 hours.
Just playing like
And
on your eyes own?
yeah, like I do most of the recording, production, and obviously we got outside people that mix it. But I'm pretty much I produce the band, then we take it and then we give it to a mix, a mix and master, to our mixing guy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Master
Sean and I,
everything.
yeah,
Which
no,
is
Sean and I
interesting because
do everything.
Yeah.
yeah, the mixing guy is in the UK as well, right? So we have all these different people from different places that kind of help as well.
It's
Um,
crazy because we literally relate on that. That's how I'm telling you. I gravitated to you guys for some reason. Like my producer, he's out of state. So it's crazy how everybody now can collab and it's being shown that you can collab. Like what we were kind of talking about since COVID, like you can do it behind a camera, your laptop, anything. And look, things are freaking expanding and awesome, behind your computer.
Yeah, like I send our producer essentially and mix guy is Alex Kopp. He's in somewhere in England, I think London or outside of London. And like, yeah, he'll call me and he'll be like, "Yep, it's -5 here today," and I'll be like, "Yep, it's 35 Celsius, 35 degrees," and it's like at night, it's in the morning here, at night there. It's crazy, if they're the right person, it doesn't matter where they are, you just get it done.
And then, like you said, the chemistry is what makes the music. So the relationship comes first. If you guys collaborate, even though the different time zones, like you guys are making something good happen.
Yeah, we try to anyway.
Kind of diving back into that, like when you guys first started, I want to kind of like individually, like childhood coming up when it taught like music choice. Have you guys always grew up like little rocker heads, or what kind of music kind of inspired you growing up?
um, yeah, for me, it's mainly just been rock. And what got me into drumming and that whole scene was definitely Travis, and Travis Barker. And
Mhm.
yeah, so I'll be constantly just like watching him in school, and I'll be getting kicked out of class because I'll be constantly tapping on my desk,
Yeah.
like in math class or something. And they're like, I think one of the teachers just said, "Hey, you'll never, make it as a drummer or something." Always remember those words. It was very
Yeah.
horrible. I was like, "What the hell?" And then a couple of, I think it was literally the year after that, unbelievable. I ended up finding myself on a trip to LA in Calabasas and got to meet him in the flesh and
No
track
way.
drums on his track drums on his drum kit and like hang out with everybody. And that was my real, moment of just like, wow, like
How old were
I'm
you?
starting to connect with these people. This was when I think I was like in my early 20s, so 22, 23.
I still would have
But
acted like a 10-year-old all excited.
yeah, no, it was wild, man. And I think a couple of days later, while I was still over there, Josh Dunn from 21 Pilots, right? That's how I
Oh,
got inspiration for this kind of this duo thing that we're doing, this duo. And I was just like, there was a moment where I was writing with Josh Dunn in the studio. So he would be next to me and he was tapping away on his leg. And I always remember this moment. And I was looking at it, I was like, dude, that's sick. That kind of reminds me of like Fix You by Coldplay, that kind of beat, that drum beat at the end of the song.
yep.
And he just smiled. And I'll never just forget like all these little moments that I've had, but it's just kind of really inspired me to kind of like just keep pursuing drumming and keep doing music and connecting
Think
with
about it. As
people.
a drummer, you pay attention to sound. So that's maybe, in my opinion,
Yeah,
because I'm telling you, I'm a music head. You're probably like, wait, that's a beat right there. That's a beat, you know?
yeah, no, it's true. But that's what inspired me personally, and I think Mitch the same. He loves like Mitch, you like Green Day and from My
Yeah,
Chemical Romance.
Those are all my
probably
favorites right there.
my team. Really like strong, polarizing frontman figures that like really, yeah, drive the band as well. I w- I would say when I was like 13 or 14, I kind of get really into guitar. Bands like Silverchair,
Hmm.
Ooh,
Australian grunge. Yeah, like they were like really big influence on that heavy sound. Like I don't know how because they were like 13 or 14 at the time when they made that album. They made like such heavy music, but it was pop music at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was
I'm pretty
fascinated
sure
on
they went on tour. I'm pretty sure they went on
yeah,
tour with Blink 182. That's a Matrix
yeah,
moment.
It kind of had like that
Yeah.
punk rock kind of style.
yeah. And I felt like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have like 1,000 amps behind me and a guitar and like really, but I'm like, but to do that, the songs have to be good.
Yep.
And like Silverchair for me was, a strong like influence. And then obviously Green Day, Mike Cam, um, just because Billy Joe Armstrong was just a strong frontman, just
Yes,
like
it is.
just
He's my
really,
favorite.
yeah, just a ball of energy at 55 years old. Like shit, like
Fantastic. I saw
you
him for
do
the
that.
first time at the When We Were Young concert like 2 years ago. And they put them because I love Green Day too. That's why I was like, I think it's awesome that we all have like the same music taste. But he is incredible. Like you said, at freaking 55, he's still jumping around and just he sounds incredible.
Yeah, and to think that he does that for like 3.5 hours, and then like does it again for like 300 days straight. Like
Hmm. But
it's
kind of
That was like
using Billy Joe as like an example, I kind of was touching base into that and circling in, but he is such a big advocate right now for us in the US. I mean, punk rock has always been like everybody says like, "Oh, I hate now that like rock is now getting political." And I was like, "Punk rock has always been that way. We've always been the little
like
rebels."
American Idiot came out like 21 years ago, and
Right,
that
and that
was
entire album was like dedicated. So now when I make posts and stuff, I use a lot of that album because of what's going on around the world. So now when I'm trying to ask you guys, what the hell do we look like right now? Literally on your guys' side. Are you guys scared for us?
I to be honest, like from an outside point of view, like during your guys' election, it was just like two cats in a cage, and they were like fighting each other, and who can like
Sad and
say the
embarrassing.
most craziest shit about the other person. Like it was kind of like a high school debate,
It is.
essentially. Like it's like you're fat, yeah, but you're double as ugly, and it was just like the most petty argument between both parties, and I feel like they weren't even like addressing any problems
It
that
was all
were that existed.
personality.
Yeah, and I feel like it's from
yeah,
from both sides as well.
Hmm.
Like one's not, you know, I think America had to, pick the lesser of two evils, whether that was whoever got in or not. But like, I think both parties were very bad.
Yeah, no, definitely.
From
And it
my
sucks
opinion.
because I just only get like I would love to, I really wanted your guys' opinion because I like I've told you guys, I try to stay away from this kind of stuff, but I think like now things are getting super real here in the US. So I'm trying to use my platform to be like, hey, this is what's going on. Like not just for like cloud or anything like that, but I really want to know your guys' perspective because I love music. I love being able to talk on the radio and be able to do exactly what I'm doing now. Imagine that's being taken away from us and that disconnects me and everybody else from bands and friends around the world. Isn't that awful?
Yeah, that is, and I think touching on Australian politics, like politics is like watching paint dry. It's the most boring thing.
Why?
Um,
There's no problems?
no, there's well, the thing is, it doesn't matter which party you vote for. Nothing ever changes.
Right.
Like
You still have
nothing ever.
FOMO of you guys, literally. You guys don't wake up scared every day, huh?
No, we don't. No, we don't. And I feel like there's so much to lose or gain between, which party you pick in America, where Australia, you can be like, yeah, blind vote and nothing ever changes.
It's just the
I
same.
don't know. I don't know if it's because it's good here and everything's just locked in and,
Structure.
out on the table where no one really wants to just come in and just like, bulldoze it, I guess.
You guys are
Um,
amazing. I'm telling you, even speaking this way, I was like, okay, so I'm not crazy. Like this
no,
is
it's like, it's like, especially like going there with Sean, we were like, what is this place? It's crazy. It's the best place
ghetto,
on
huh? We're
the
ghetto.
worst place on earth. Like together. Like I'm like, this is amazing. How good's this? And like you're 3 streets from that, and you're like, fuck, am I gonna die?
No,
Like,
seriously, you know how they're saying like now that extraterrestrials, like all the alien stuff is coming through. Literally, us in the US, we're like, they're literally gonna skip us and freaking take everybody else, but they're gonna skip us because the US, we're so ghetto right now. It's so embarrassing.
I think
I,
when we
I'm
were
so,
we drove past Area 51, or not drove past it, but we were like,
say that. That's weird, man. You picked up on it just as I was thinking. Area
yeah,
51. Like, what is that about? Like,
I
we
don't
were
know.
driving past that. We were looking at it from afar, and it was the weirdest thing. We could see like white lights just coming from like a distance and stuff, and
Yeah,
the clouds as well. You got like what is it? The trail clouds.
I
It's
have
like
no
trail
idea. They
clouds.
don't tell us anything. Literally, they don't tell us anything, and then we're lied to.
and
I
chemtrails.
tell everybody, even though I'm like the worst representative to be like, oh, this is how it is. Like, it affects my content because look at the type of music that you guys play. You guys are very open. You guys are very expressive. Even talking on an interview right now, knowing that you guys are like essentially public figures, that will change for us. And that's my biggest fear is because I like this kind of music. This is the kind of music that I speak through to connect with people, to understand people. Anytime like I meet somebody, like I will always send like, hey, listen to this song if it reminds me of them or what they were talking about, whatever, right? So that's my
Yeah.
biggest fear is that that's going to be taken away from us, your guys' type of music and even just the connection on the other side of the world.
It's one of those things where, you know, no one really knows the extent of it. Like no one knows. We all know it's gonna be bad. We all know like this person coming in is gonna bulldoze everything, but no one really knows. We can only spec like he can make a little mess of it, or he could make a huge mess of it. Like no one really knows the extent of what's gonna happen. I guess the future, will let us know
Does
once
that
we get
change the
there.
demographic of your guys' fans?
Um, I don't know. I feel like we're not political people at all.
Good.
Um, I think that's an Australian thing. Where you like in the States, I feel like everyone's political because it means so much. It means that there's going to be drastic change. But in Australia, as I said before, nothing ever changes. It doesn't matter if it's Liberal, Labor, nothing really ever changes. So the news doesn't even really talk about politics like it does in the US. It's
Mhm.
just kind of in the background. Yeah, we've got it sorted. Just, look
Live life.
after your family. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You guys are very fortunate to be able to have that and
fortunately, yeah.
it's awesome, but I mean with you guys having that like peace essentially, like you guys are creating good things. So I just bring that up because I would be very sad if we for whatever reason are not able to connect on the other side of the world because you guys are amazing. And
Yeah.
I like that what you guys do. Like you said, since you guys were younger, you guys have always had this drive to speak through music and like music and stuff. But what band or musician essentially like can you say will always be like your, I guess, motivation, your muse?
Oof.
You go.
There's so
What was
There's so
that?
many. There's so many. There's so
Yeah.
many to choose from. Like I remember seeing. I'm no guitarist, right? But I was actually inspired by the guy from Fleetwood Mac. What's his
Mhm.
name? That plays the guitar. I can't remember his name. But he was incredible from Fleetwood Mac. Like
Yeah.
it was one of the best concerts. And he did like no joke. I think it was a 2 hour guitar solo.
Hmm.
Just like when he was in Perth, and I was like, actually, I was inspired by that. It's like the
Like I
energy
have to do
that,
that.
yeah, it's just energy that these musicians capsulate on stage in moments. It's like you have to be there. You can't just like if you were to see that what he did, but on a screen on YouTube, it would still be inspiring. But if you were there, like in the flesh, seeing it, it's on another level.
Get the actual
Like
chills like live.
yeah. It's like Imagine Dragons, for instance, right?
No,
I
I heard
love
that they were
those guys.
incredible. I've never seen them live, but I heard that they are like incredible.
Yeah, but yeah, and it's just like that. Like I remember seeing one of the awards shows, and I think every performance was a rapper or something, and I love rap, right? And they were performing, and yeah, everybody's clapping, right? It was at one of the awards shows a couple of years ago, and it was the first time Imagine Dragons performed,
Yeah.
and you could see like the passion from the singer, and he's like shaking his shirt, he's getting the crowd amped, and all of the crowd just stood up. It was like a standing ovation, clapping, and that was for a rock band.
Yeah.
All the other artists were rap from Nicki Minaj to Miley Cyrus. There
Yeah, all
wasn't a
these big
standing
artists.
ovation. There wasn't a standing ovation. So I was just like, whoa, I'm always blown away by, especially musicians that can just perform with passion and, just give it their all. There is
Hmm.
nothing like it. There is
You're
nothing like it.
vulnerable with anything you do. It comes out the best because it's so original and then it's very hard to mimic, you know what I mean? And that's where
It's so
it's
true.
always a
We need more.
competition.
Yeah, we need more of that, right? We need people to get more passionate musicians back on the scene
Yes.
because
I love rock
there is
music.
this kind of there's this like little thing that's just like there just needs to be more. There needs to be more of that because I
Yeah.
feel like it's just kind of like it's coming and going, but eventually it's going to be all gone. So we need to get that back on the track.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do as an interviewer. Like I'm no musician. I wish I could play the guitar. That's always been a dream of mine. I have a tattoo right here that says "We can be heroes." Do you guys know who David Bowie is?
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah. So I have that. It's always just been inspo to me because you have to be yourself in order to give the delivery that you're like chasing. You know what I mean? So I think it's awesome that you are able to do that. But Mitch, what about you?
Yeah, well, it's probably not answering your question, but I actually like when we were on tour last time. It's like every show, like the crowd is different, and like we'll see like the first band that goes on the night, and because we were in the middle, and we were like, oh, tough crowd. They're standing around. They're not really paying attention. Tough crowd tonight. Like because some people are like in it from the get go, and they're there. And then I actually like that better because I'm like Sean and I will talk. We're just like we're gonna have
Oh,
to
so
give
you're
this
one
one
of those that use
fifty
like that
percent.
motivation. Heck no, I'm a crybaby.
Yeah, yeah, and they're like dead set first song. Like I'm going nuts. I'm like high fiving people. Sean's standing up while playing, and like we thrive and we get a kick out of like a dead audience and seeing how much we can turn them around
Oh yeah.
and
That's a
bring
big
Yeah,
them.
accomplishment too.
Yeah, the dead set. Like I remember vividly one night. I don't know where we were because I think we played like 30 or 40 shows over there. So it's all just like one show to me.
it was,
Um, so I don't
No,
know
you
where we
guys
were. And this
survived.
guy, he was just like, the whole time, he was like this, like just nothing, still. And I'm there looking at this guy, like for 3 songs straight, thinking this guy's like,
you're trying to elevate his spirit. You're trying to
yeah,
elevate his
thinking this
spirit.
guy's mugging me off. I'm like, is this guy mugging me off right now? Because he's just like not breaking.
I would have
And I'm
cried,
like,
like, is everything cool, bestie? Like,
I'm like,
Yeah,
this guy's ass. This guy's an asshole. Like, and the end of the show, first guy to come up to me, sick set, dude. That was the best thing I've ever seen. You were like, oh my god. It was like, and I'm like, fucking oath. I was looking at you the whole time. You were just standing there. I thought you weren't having a good time. And he's like, no, I was really enjoying it. I was like,
you're like, well, thanks. Getting you all nervous up there, like, what the
yeah,
hell?
I'm just like. Thank God, dude. But yeah, no, I really thrive off, audiences that are a little bit stiff and watching them like get into it like mid set. I think it makes you work harder, and I feel like you have a better time because you're trying to win them over.
Yeah.
And I think priding ourselves on being a live act is really important because there's so many internet bands out there at the minute. But going out there and doing it live is a completely different thing.
See, you are
It's
still answering my question because what drives you, what keeps you going is the atmosphere, Mitch. You like
well,
the
it's actually
atmosphere.
doing
You
it
like
for
the
real.
live. You like the come up from, you know what I mean?
It's
The
actually
Yeah.
doing it for real. Like, fair enough, you record a 15-second TikTok of you saying you're doing it for real in your bedroom or your studio or wherever. But like doing it for real, there is so many factors that you don't even think about. It's, do I have enough money? Where am I going next? I miss my family. Um, you know, my throat gave up fucking 3 shows ago. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sing this show. Sean's got a blister the size of fucking Mount Kosciuszko on his thumb. I don't even know if he's going to be able to play tonight. There's all these factors, and you get through it because if you
They're
didn't,
living on a
you
prayer,
wouldn't do it.
literally.
But like
Longevity.
a lot of
Longevity.
internet fans out there, it's not a discredit to them, but if you haven't done it, and I think Sean and I have come from a time not too long ago, like pre TikTok, where that was all there was doing it for real. And I think the artists out there that are happy with just doing it on TikTok and probably getting a lot of eyeballs from it is not actually doing it. In my point of view, whether they're happy
Not
with
doing
just
it?
doing it in their bedroom, but you don't I don't get that same I don't get the feeling that I get.
There's a disconnect. Yeah.
Yeah, disconnect. Like that feeling of wanting to start a band and wanting to write music, I don't get that from making TikTok videos. That's
It's
not why I started.
No, seriously, it's kind of crazy that you're saying this because I kind of had that like realization yesterday because when I was preparing for your guys' interview, I was essentially shout out Megan Holiday. That's how I like connected with you guys. I had posted a picture when I went to K-Rock and you guys commented and I found you guys and started following. But why I say that is because I had a very similar moment when we were done recording in the episode. She goes, because everybody knows like my dream is to be on the radio. When she was done, she was like, do you want to be on the radio right now? I was like, hell yeah. Like I wasn't even scared or anything. She goes, we can pre-record and I can put it up or let's go live. I was like, let's go live. And I can honestly say now, like going live, what you're saying, it beats so much more than like doing the pre-recorded stuff, like
Yeah.
mixing it around. Cause then it's kind of, it takes away from the rawness. Does that make sense?
The flow and,
Yeah.
and things are perfect. Like, and the imperfections in doing it live is kind of what makes it great. Like going on a tangent and like interacting with the crowd. Like you don't really do that. You're not doing the actual thing online. It's
Right.
kind of like I'm doing it, but I recorded this 3 months ago, and here's me like pretending to sing it. Like that doesn't feel great.
It's like
But
programmed
that's
performance versus live and just you
yeah,
feeling it, you know?
Organic. Yeah.
That's why I tell people
100%.
it's so important to like and I'm talking like behind the scenes. Like I always treat these interviews like friends. So I always tell people all the time. I was like, you guys have no idea like how much the come up is really important. Like whether like, share, comment, like it costs $0 to like help somebody out. So I dive into that every episode of why the come up story is so important is because it is. How do you think all these like artists become known because they appreciate it? I can't even tell you how many times I've quoted like Ice Cube. He's known for his come up stories. He's known for like him producing movies and things like that about his life, where his music came from. So like Sean said, you have to keep the personality like still in your
Yes.
music.
and I think
So
you're meant to like life's supposed to slap you in the face sometimes. Like we've played shows to nobody, not even a single person,
Right.
and still went out there and to a sound
you're
guy and the bar staff or whatever, and you still go out there like there's 100 people out there or 200 people or 500 people. Like this was years ago, but like you, life's supposed to humble you. Life's supposed to slap you in the face, and that's how you learn. If you always won, then you wouldn't know what winning is.
Exactly.
Like
No
life's
story.
supposed to like kick you in the balls sometimes.
Literally. And then there's no
That's
story.
how
It's
you
part
get
of
better.
the journey. And then you guys either write a song about it or like write a song about somebody else's experience and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely. It just makes you who you are, and it makes you better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you, stronger, tougher. I don't think any successful person out there has not had something that's, gone wrong or humbled them or, was a big struggle to get there. I think everyone has had, a struggle. What if it's worth fighting for,
And
it's worth the
content
struggle.
creating. Yeah, you have to stay consistent. And that's like one of the biggest things that I tell people too, especially with music. You got to stay relevant. You need to know what's going on. You need to know what your a competition is essentially, but then also keep that same style because then eventually you're going to collaborate at a rock concert. You're going to collaborate at a show, things like that. So I'm
Yes,
telling you, it's so cool to like know that on a like interviewing level and then watching you guys be vulnerable and talk about your guys' story behind the sines of your music. So that's cool.
it's
You guys are able to
it's so
tell that story still.
crazy. It's so crazy. I remember like when MGK brought out,
I love him.
that Tickets to My Downfall album. Everyone on God's earth that was in a band wanted to sound like that. And now fast
You're
forward
living
6 years
the
later,
same life. I loved that
yeah,
album so much.
it's such a good album, but he's already done it.
What do you mean?
He already sounds like that. So no, like there's so many bands out there
It's
that
incredible.
change. Yeah, they change their sound. So all those bands that wanted to sound like MGK, 5 years ago, a lot of them now are country artists, and you're like,
No,
just
where
like
did that come from?
you gotta be true to yourself. Like you
How
gotta,
crazy was the MGK connection? Remember when we dropped to the cover? I can't remember what song we did. It was a Machine Gun Kelly song, and
I
he
think I
just
see
he dropped,
something.
he dropped a comment and flicked me a DM saying this is amazing, and I
Didn't
was
one of you
like,
guys have on Post
I sent
Malone
it to
too?
Mitch. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I get all these different connections, man. It's like it's crazy.
And it's your guys' people that you look up to. Oh my God, I would have cried my eyes out. I think that's how I started talking to you, Sean. I was like, I would have cried my eyes out.
that was
MG,
like me.
That's cool. That's cool. Like I'm so happy for you guys because look it's part of now your guys' story and then you guys are able to like write about it or at least share it. Now you're getting interviewed. So that's freaking awesome.
yeah. I think
It was wise words. Oh, sorry, Mitch. You go.
no. I was about to say. I think a lot of our journey was doing those mashups because that was a Blink 182 MGK mashup. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
That's what it was. Yeah, from memory. It was crazy. It was
That's
like last year or something. Yeah.
so just kind of getting in that style and you guys made it your own. So I kind of want to focus too on like the music that you guys just released and things like that. Where are you guys at with that? So was it like a whole album that you guys released, some singles? What is it?
So essentially, we've been releasing single at a time now for a few years. We've got maybe two or three more singles to come, and then we're gonna stockpile that into an album. Like the industry's changed that much to go and drop 10 fresh songs in one day.
Hmm.
But I don't think anyone does that anymore.
I don't
I
think so
think
either because everybody like looks up to like, oh, what's next? What's next?
so.
Yeah.
We've been dropping singles, and it is going to lead to an album probably very soon. Actually, within 2 or 3 months, we're going to have a body of work out there because I think our songs will make more sense if they're track listed in a complete body of work. And yeah, I don't know about Sean, but I'm really proud of it. Sean and I
Really
have,
proud.
yeah, we wrote and recorded it all ourselves. Um, obviously we get help with Alex Cott from mixing it, but it's literally when he gets the song, that's what it sounds like at the end. It's just he polishes it and makes it, better,
Right. He like
obviously.
masters it and makes it all polished and cute.
Yeah, he polishes it all up. And but
It's the
I'm really
cherry,
proud of
cherry.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Puts the loudness up, just turns it up. He'll
Right?
love
My producer has to turn my volume down.
it down. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I'm really proud of it, and I think in a day and age where there's so many bands out there, I think it's pretty unique that we're blending, hip hop. I would say we're very influenced by hip hop and rap as well.
Right
Like
now, recently.
recently,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
Um,
What's your like
which
latest song that's out right now?
sorry, what did you
Say
say?
again, sorry.
What's your like latest song that's out right now?
So we did a remix of "Set This Place on Fire" with Kellen Quinn, which is more of like a cinematic remix of that original track. And yeah, well, I'm actually a big advocate for that tune. I think it gives it a different perspective too. Like you can be in two different moods if you want to like mosh out to the metal version, or you want to
Yeah,
listen to a hip hop version. You can.
Yeah,
it's
because you can do both.
it's got some hip hop. Yeah, it's got
What a
like
weird
hip hop.
combo how you guys were able to make that happen too.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I was in the mindset. I was just thinking like, I've been watching a lot of Netflix and stuff like that, and I was thinking, that would be sick having a song on like a Netflix show in the future or some sort of movie. Like Quentin Tarantino is one of my favorite directors, so like that realm of things.
Yeah.
And I was just like, let's remix the song and just chuck it out there and see what happens, right? I'm now getting hit up from different people from like the Netflix realm, just following me and being like, this song's great. I'll keep this song in mind for if we have a show coming up. So that's kind of like the idea behind the track as well, with the whole hip hop, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre influence going in there as well.
It's just all in
Yeah.
mix. I need to know what the heck you guys are doing where all your guys' dreams are coming true because it's freaking awesome how it's all just collaborating on its own.
I think
Yeah.
you have to if you've got like someone in your team that's a gatekeeper and tells you, oh no, don't message that person, or no, we can't release that yet, or if you got someone that's trying to hold you back,
Restricts it.
it's,
It limits
it's
it.
probably someone specifically I'm talking about here, but I won't mention any names. But
I kind of figured I was like, I have somebody that's similar.
yeah, so if you got someone like, and this is for all bands or people in your field, if you got someone that always you know knocks it on the head, no, that's a dumb idea. No, don't message that person. That looks stupid. They'll never reply to you. Fuck that off. Like completely fuck that off
That's what we
because
did.
I literally
We
lost
had
a
to.
relationship because of that. They're just like, no, that's
Yeah.
gonna go against your brand. I was like, what do you mean, my brand? Like, my brand is whatever I want it to be. So I'm gonna go wherever, you know?
We had to like cut ties on that kind of thing. If anybody was stepping in saying, "Hey, you should do," Mitch and I we're very ignited, if that's the word. We're very like aligned.
Yeah.
So we know what we're doing, and we know what the right thing would be to do if we go this way. I'm just blessed that I got to have Mitch in my life. Like I'm blessed.
Yes, that's freaking cool because you guys are looking out for each other too.
we never really talk about a vision. We never really talk about a destination, but we just both know where to go and where to take it, if that makes sense. We don't really sit down at a table and we want to look like this and we want to sound like, we just like, and
Go with
I think
instinct.
if you got someone that's telling you it's stupid to message that person or it's stupid to do this, I think all the wins we've ever had with collaborating with people or talking to people, they've all been wins. They've all been a message at 3 a.m. sitting on the toilet, or they've all been like,
Look at the messages
just,
you guys got from me at like freaking tweaker hours.
well, there you go, and we're here. So it's good. It's a good, lesson. Like if people are trying to slow you down, I don't. In this day and age, I don't think you can make mistakes. What's the worst thing that happens? Like we release a shit song, you delete it, and then
That's
you
it.
try
Don't
again.
say it again.
Like
It's all about trying.
no one died, no one's hurt. Dry the tears. It's fine. No one liked it. It's all good. Just delete it. Fuck it. Who cares?
Because then there's those ones that you're just like, yeah, this one was okay, and then it ends up being like your best one. You know what I mean?
That's our biggest
Yeah.
stream song is Diagnose Me. And when that came out, no one streamed it, no one liked it, and it's our most streamed song. I'm not even I like it that much, but it's just that's the way it happens, I think.
But it's part of like every song that's out is more and more and more part of your profile,
Yeah.
more part of your accomplishment, more part of your come up. Because then you can relate, be like, okay, cool. What was I thinking in that mindset, and now do better.
Of course. And
So,
I think to, you know, people like that are into, podcasting as well, like the more people you interview, it's just like you could think back, oh, the hype, yeah, I had them on interview, that was boring, delete. Like it's just the way it goes.
It
Like
is. That's how you sell yourself. Like I literally have a tattoo that says "Sell me this pen." It literally you have to see what helps your content. Because yes, everybody is talented. Yes, everybody can find like their craft and whatever, but it's what's going to help you get to that point. You know, there's going to be certain paths that you're going to have to take, and you know what I mean? You're going to have to cut some people off because if they're not benefiting you, they're going to just waste the time that you already don't have.
So
exactly.
true. And
This
it's always creating and writing, right? Like I was in the Roxy, I think it was the Roxy Theater, or I can't remember. I think it was the Roxy, on the Rocks in LA on the Strip. It
Um,
was like a yeah
Probably.
club, but it was all very dark in there, and I'm looking around and I saw the familiar face, and I'm like, that kind of looks like Shawn Mendes, but I didn't really think to, I was like, wow, that looks like Shawn. So I went over to him and turned him around, and it was him, and I was like starstruck because I'm a big fan,
How
and I
are you
started
meeting
talking to
all
him.
of these celebrities? I'm so freaking jealous.
It was crazy. It was crazy. It was like it was the time when I was like in Calabasas, that type of area. It was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, he turned around and he says to me, because I was like, oh, have you got any nice words just to say for like an upcoming musician? I'm trying to like connect and all that. And he goes, just keep on writing songs. I write about 1,000 songs close to every year, like around 900 to 1,000 or something ridiculous. And like even if it's just like little projects or something. And I couldn't believe that. I was just like, that's insane amount of work.
Just saving these drafts.
Yeah, you can see it in the success, right? So I
Literally,
was
it's
just
kind
like,
of like
wow.
what you guys are doing. You're releasing all these singles, and then what? You guys are gonna mash it up one day in a freaking album. So he has all these like songs in his drafts.
Yeah, pretty much. It was crazy. I'll never forget that moment. That was wild. Like just having that little moment with Sean, man. It's awesome.
This is meant for you, for real. Because look at how many encounters you've had that are like jumping in front of you, like stay on track, stay on track. So what you guys were saying, manifestation is so real because then you're getting advice from every single one of these public figures because you want to be, not want to be them, but you want to be in that
Yeah.
atmosphere, kind of like what Mitch was saying. You guys are chasing that experience, and that's what's awesome. That's what I want to do. Like I like talking to musicians, especially rock music, because I do want to be on a rock station because the atmospheres of concerts, of just like anything with like music, guitar, speaking through it. I feel like that's a lot what rock does with that kind of music. Does that make sense?
yeah,
So
that,
true.
and you know what? You're gonna get there too, and you better interview us when you get there as well. You
Oh
we
yeah, you
we
guys are
you're gonna be
seeing
on
me at
K
my
Rock
nothing.
in like 2 years, and we're like, remember that podcast? And
Yeah,
Sean,
You
was
guys, I was like, I hope they remember me because like I with Sean, like literally with you saying like when you're going up to these people and you're like asking like, hey, how do I do it? Remember me that this is my moment asking you guys like how do you do it?
you gotta
for
you.
sure.
I feel like you gotta make friends with everyone. You don't know who's gonna like. You could be number one K. I don't know the stations in the US, but you could be like number one on K Rock, breakfast radio in a year's time, and then Sean will definitely be messaging you like, get me
Yep.
on, please.
You just said it right now. You
I
have to
love
be
K-Rock.
friends. Yeah, you said it right now. You have to be friends with everybody. Now, do you guys see like why all of my episodes are called my BFF and then their name? That's all
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
titles. Because like you do, like what's like the worst that can happen? Like you said no, but if they say yes, like who knows what can freaking come out of it? Like look, what if this
I love
interview takes us somewhere, you know?
was it Ted Stryker? He used to be on K Rock because
Yep,
he,
and
he
now
was
he's with
following me.
98.7.
He's following me, yeah, and now and then we'll like chat and go back and forth. But he's such a nice guy, And I was just like, it would be a wicked thing to get us on K Rock. I don't know how that works. I don't know how to hit up, but who to hit up.
You
But yeah,
hit
that would be
me up.
cool.
I'll give Megan Holiday, shout out Megan Holiday. I was like, but that's literally how I got connected with you guys. So hey, maybe I'm on your guys' route because you guys liked my picture and son. I think you did like put like emoji or whatever. Maybe we're on your
Yeah,
route. You know what I mean?
But
I'm very that type of person. I always try and like just connect with as many people as I
Me
can.
too.
Even support. Like on my explore page on my Instagram, right? It's just endless amounts of like musicians, drummers, and I'm just constantly now and then just like chucking an emoji or something just to bring them up a little bit.
We're the
That's what it's all
same.
about.
Literally, because it costs $0 to like help. Like you see the dream because you're there too. You know
Hero.
what I mean? And you just want
Yeah.
to participate and help. I do the same thing. It's freaking awesome. But I hope like That's what I'm saying. I loved the fact that like you guys took a chance with me even asking you guys this question stuff, like with all of us still on that journey, because like it is so inspiring. And like to even know that you guys are across the world, like you guys hit the US, like you met, like I'm from like a smaller like area, like Inland Empire, like maybe like an hour outside of LA. So you're hitting like I mean my Instagram, other Instagram. So like you're going places, guys.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
think the
The
world is so
music is
small.
moving.
Like on Instagram, like you can just, and a big part of it is you just can't be scared to ask. Like, for us, collaborating with other artists, Sean probably sends, 20 messages out a day, like whether,
It's my
you
ADHD. It's my ADHD.
I'm just like, remember we talked about that in our chat when me and Sean were talking. I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
I sent like 85 messages in one chat. He goes, that's right.
yeah.
yeah, no, you
Yeah.
guys are the same person. I was like reading the group chat between us. I'm like, oh fuck,
Yes.
there's two of them. There's two of them.
There's
So
two of them. There's
definitely,
too
he
many.
said the same thing instantly. He goes, I felt the energy as soon as even
Yeah. No, and I'll talk to Sean, and I'm like, Audrey and you are like the same. Yeah, he goes, yeah, she's one of me. Like
I
me and
know,
her are the
even
same.
with my producer being in a different time zone, he's always, Audrey, shut the fuck up because I'm sending so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
messages
yeah.
and he's in the group chats.
It's
I
so
love it.
funny. It's like in my text messages, it's just like I'm asleep. It's 3 in the morning, and it's like Sean's having a conversation with himself, has an
Bye,
issue,
Sean.
resolves his own issue, and then
That's
I'm
it.
just like, good morning.
I know, I'll have a whole long
Yeah,
conversation and then he's like, he catches up and he goes, okay, I guess we're doing it this day.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. I'm glad that you guys do that because that's how it happens. I tell people all the time, I would rather be known as the annoying donut girl than freaking not talking to these people at all.
yeah,
No, that's the way you're gonna
exactly.
be.
That's
That's
awesome,
the way
guys.
you're gonna be.
But where can we hear your music? So for people that are tuning in, I'm sure everybody's going to want to tune into more, even now understanding the background of your guys' story. Where can we find you guys?
Literally everywhere. Like, if you go on Spotify, The Hype, Apple Music, The Hype. On our socials, it's The Hype underscore X. Um, and I think it's like that for TikTok and YouTube as well.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, literally,
That's
literally everywhere. Please, give us two or three songs in the shuffle. But I think, and you can probably also listen to us if we ever play live. If we ever come back to America, which hopefully that's soon.
I hope so. I hope so. When's the last time that you guys came here?
About a year ago now.
Nice, nice. I mean, I'm assuming you guys don't want to come here right now, but hopefully.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. I think obviously with international touring, it's just like the costs of it are crazy. With the red jumpsuit, that was awesome. We'd love to do that again, as well. But with the music industry in this day and age, there's no money in streaming. So essentially, it's like this hamster on a wheel thing where it's expensive to tour, but that's the only way you make money. So you have to like keep chasing that essentially.
I have a quote with this tattoo that I got that said, I understood that it takes money to make money. Like you're gonna have to ride
yeah,
the wheel with just posting because you essentially have to start that way. How are you gonna get there in order for you to make money? You have to go to
exactly.
the beginning. It's a tough battle, right? You go into debt at first and then it starts to pay off a little bit.
Yeah,
That, that's pretty much how like yeah. I remember like growing up, you buy your first guitar, you buy this, and it's like the most expensive thing in the world. But now, you got all your money's worth out of it.
It's an
It's,
investment.
it's an investment.
Yeah,
Invest in you.
always,
That's
always. Because
this
then
has turned into like a mad inspirational podcast about self
it's
love.
like I love it.
that's
I
kind
love
of
it.
what I'm telling you. I want to, because everybody says that radio is dying. I'm like, okay, great. If radio's dying, that's what I rely on so much is the interviews. Like people like the music, but don't you want to know what the artist was going through writing the music? Don't you want to hear the interview of how they got there? Because then you get more fans that way too. Like look at Eminem. Everybody loves Eminem's story and they want to hear where was your heads at like when you come out with a new album. So this is my goal
Yeah,
why I like to go deep. I always say that organized clutter represents like lifestyle, come up stories, motivational speaking, and then comedy wherever we can fit it. Because just keep it fun, keep it alive, and keep it relevant. So yeah, we have to keep personality in there. So I hope you guys enjoyed it.
It's it's good to get our story out there as well. I think a lot of our story is just taking chances. The first chance was Sean taking a 5-hour flight to Sydney and sleeping on a blow-up mattress or a lounge in my studio for a week. Like
dedication,
you can't
bro.
I didn't want it. Like fuck, Like
I believe.
I hope when you guys have like a documentary one day, you guys at least play some of this clip to remember me. I was like, I asked the story first, so remember me.
That's a better, maybe like, I don't know who would play us in a biopic. Well, I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool. I think it's cool for you guys. But no, literally, guys, I'm so happy for you guys. If there is anything that you want me to promote, please feel free to tag me. I want to get your guys' story out there, and I also want to get your guys' music out there because it's super good. For everybody that's listening, definitely check them out on Instagram. They're pretty active on TikTok as well. So give them a listen. It's awesome. But any other personal socials that you guys are doing any other work with, your guys' selves, or just the hype?
So I'm Mitch Vulcan at Mitch Vulcan. Sean's at Shawnee Ty. And yeah, Sean's always active. I'm the mysterious post whenever the fuck I feel like it.
Yeah. Whatever hours we can figure out.
Every now and then.
When the whole world's sleeping, right, Sean? And we're just like,
that's it. He's like a vampire. He's a vampire.
That's us, yep.
Well, when you're asleep, Sean's in his bed, not asleep.
Yep.
So
I think that was when he and I connected. We're just like, okay, it's crazy hours. Let's collab. That's awesome, guys. Well, I'm super excited. So for everybody that's listening, I'm definitely going to make sure to tag all of your guys' information so we can follow along. I'm sure it's going to continue to make its way here in the US. So I'm super excited to see that. So for people that would like to follow the podcast, the Instagram handle is at organize_clutter_podcast. So like I said, definitely follow along. We're going to share some music of you guys, and yeah, keep it relevant, keep it personal. Don't forget that, guys. Don't forget your guys' story. It's awesome. Alrighty, guys. Well, I super appreciate it. Continue to rock on, and we'll be in touch, besties.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
You ain't gonna talk to me like that. You better stop. Let your body, girl.